This video will review the Excel skills you will need to complete Case 1. Let's begin with how to copy a worksheet. A worksheet, when it's copied, copies not only the data, but it copies all the formatting. So the fastest way to do that is to right-click on the Sheet tab and select Move or Copy. Click in the Create a Copy box and then select where you want the copy to go. Click OK. The copy of the worksheet will automatically have a number 2 in brackets next to it. To change the name, double-click on the Sheet tab and type in a new name. For Case 1, 2, and 3, you'll be working with database tables. So let's review what is a table. If I click on any cell inside this group of cells and press Control-A at the keyboard shortcut, that automatically selects a table. A table by definition is a group of related cells. There is no blank column and no blank rows in a table. The first column or the first row in a table usually contains the column headings. But what you absolutely need to know is that the row above your table and the column beside your table should always be left blank. This means that your table should always be isolated from the rest of your worksheet. Now, what do we do with tables? We can get information from tables simply by changing the order of the records. And a record is a row inside of a table. So we'll start by sorting. To correctly sort on a single field or a single column, select a single cell in the column you want to sort by, just one cell, doesn't matter which one. From the data ribbon, click A to Z, which is lowest to highest, or Z to A, which is highest to lowest. And you immediately get information from your table. So in this case, you know that employee 401 has the highest salary. If you want to sort on more than one level, then you have to use this sort command. And you always begin by selecting any cell inside the table before you click on the sort command. And then you should see a list of all your column or field headings here. So we'll start by department, listed alphabetically A to Z. When there are two records or rows that are in the same department, you can add another level. So then we can add, for example, location. Again, alphabetically. If it's the same department and the same location, which in this case there are many, we can add one more level. In this case we'll add salary, and we'll do it from largest to smallest. Right, so all the department A's are together. Within department A, all the locations are together, and then within the location and the department, the salaries are shown from highest to lowest. Filter. You turn on the filtering by selecting any cell inside the table, making sure that the row above your headings is blank, and then clicking on the filter icon. And that brings down these drop-down arrows next to each column name. And now you can select which rows or which records you want to see. So for example, for department, we'll only select department C. All the other rows that are not department C are temporarily hidden and the row numbers turn blue, just to remind you. Filters are additive, so now we can add to department C only North York. So now we're down to 34 records. So see at the bottom of your screen, it's telling you how many records have been filtered. So 34 of 500. And then we could add one more filter, in this case being a number filter, and we can put in greater than, let's say greater than 90,000. So now there are only 3 records, 3 out of 500 records found, that in all cases Department C, in all cases North York, and in all cases greater than $90,000. To remove a filter, click on any cell inside the filter and then click again on the filter icon in the ribbon and everything comes back. Subtotals are another way of summarizing a table. But before you can subtotal, you have to sort first. So for example, we want summarize the salaries for each department. So we have to sort by department first. So select a single cell in the department column and sort. It doesn't really matter the sort order, but alphabetical makes sense in this case. Now we can issue from the data ribbon the subtotal command. Now we issue the subtotal command from the outline group. Click subtotal. Now at each change in has to match your sort order. So if we've sorted by department, we have to change this to department. So every time the department changes from A to B to C to D, we will add or sum the salaries. So that's already set up properly. We'll click OK, and that gives us all the records, and at the end of each department you will see the subtotal. Since tables can be very large, it's best to summarize by displaying only the subtotals and nothing else. So we're going to use the outline icons over here, top left side of the screen, and click on level number 2, and now you have a nice short summary that answers the question what the total salaries are in each department. Now to remove subtotals, select any cell inside your results from the data ribbon, go back to the subtotal command and click remove all. And finally, what you need for case 1 is to set up printing large worksheets. Although you never have to print anything in this course, you do have to set up all of your worksheets for printing just in case. So let's remind you how to print a large worksheet. Well, you may want to add some print titles, and a print title is repeating the column headings on each printed page. So from page layout, print titles, in this case rows to repeat at top will be row number 9. So we'll click OK. And then we probably would want everything to fit on, all the columns to fit on one page, and we'll let Excel decide how many pages tall it needs to be. So now when we go to preview or print preview, we can see that there are 9 pages here. Each page has the column headings repeated at the top. You could play around with this command. You can play and try to print on less than 9 pages, but be careful because sometimes then the output becomes too small to read. That completes the basic review of the Excel skills you need to complete case number 1.